What's going on, everybody? Everyone, ladies and gentlemen of the internet, how y'all doing this day? It's a good day. Real good. Smooth. It's a little hot, but nevertheless, it's a good day. Now, I want to bring something to everyone's attention. My bad, I'm a little tired. I just had me a bowl of frozen cow juice. That's ice cream for y'all who ain't seen that episode of SpongeBob, but I'm here. We need to make another video. We need to put something out. We need to drop some of this knowledge out on you all. Now, today I want to talk to you about growth. Good old evolution. Good old the doing better. Let's talk about that. And let's talk about what kind of problems 9 times out of 10 you're gonna face while on this journey, on this path of growth, on this path of doing better, on this path of becoming rich. We'll call it that. Now, first of all, what rich is, what my mentor calls it, shout out to Infinite Water, shout out to Ralph Smart, that is realizing I create happiness. That's what rich is. That's really all it is to it. Now, going back to what I was talking about. First, we finna talk about that choice that you made. Some of you all may have already made it before. Some of you all still may be on the fence of making it. But that choice of doing better, you know what I'm saying? That choice of becoming a better person, that choice of real elevation, them good vibes, that good juice, you know what I'm talking about? Number one, congratulations on that. I have to say I'm happy for you because it can be difficult, especially depending on the environment. Because certain environments can kind of shape your mindset a little bit. I'm sure some people know what I'm talking about, what I mean by that. Now, for making that kind of choice, it's gonna come some hardship. I'm just gonna be honest with you on that. As a person who's experienced it and who's still experiencing it now, kind of on a daily basis, it's gonna come some hardships. Now, when you start to make that decision of, hey, I want to have a better life, you know, when you start to make that decision, you're gonna start to notice things changing. You're gonna start to notice yourself changing. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna start to notice maybe your eating habits change. You know, you want to start eating something a little bit better. At least just kind of like what I'm doing. I start off cutting out fast food. I'm trying to slowly let go of stuff that's unhealthy for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm incorporating more vegetables throughout my diet or whatever, more fruits. You know, just certain things like that. I began to notice that even more, and you may notice that even as well. I don't know if you're trying to go the whole food route, but one thing I will tell you that you'll notice is that you'll notice your perception of people will start to change, especially the people you have around you. You know what I'm saying? Your group. People you may have been friends with for 10 years, you know, 5 years, whatever. But your perception of them gonna start to change a little bit depending on who they are. When you're on this path of progression, you're not really going to have much of an interest in interacting too much with people who aren't on that similar path as you are. Just that path of elevation, that path of trying to achieve more freedom, you know what I'm saying? Mentally, physically, spiritually, all that. Because when you start to have this kind of psychological change, the world will kind of change as well. You know what I'm saying? How you see it. It becomes, especially if you're coming from a pessimistic mindset, a closed box kind of mindset. When you're coming from that kind of mindset, the world becomes a lot more liberated. It becomes a lot more free. You start to see more opportunity in the world that you can achieve because you start to realize your own truth. You start to value yourself. You start to see your abilities. You start to see what you can give to the world, what you can give to other people. You know what I'm saying? What you can do. That's just straight up square business. It's an amazing change. It's a fantastic change, and it feels great. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, like I never would think that coming back from where I was, you know, I'm just saying mentally wise, because I never really had like a real bad kind of life. But when it's coming to the perception of how I view my life now and how I view my people now, it's an amazing feeling because it's just like, damn, like I could really do this kind of stuff. Like this whole YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, this whole internet thing or whatever, or I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I don't know, podcast, whatever. But this whole thing right here, like I've been wanting to do something like this for a while now, but until I actually got my mind to where it is now, like I didn't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to, but I didn't have the courage, that extra push to do it. You know what I'm saying? And just the feeling of this accomplishment right now is a success. Honestly, it really is. Square business. It's just enlightenment. But coming to this point wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because you're going to face a lot of judgment. You know what I'm saying? You're going to face a lot of criticism, especially from people who are in routine. You know what I'm saying? People who are doing the same thing, and people who are in routine but unhappy with their lives. You're going to face a lot of them. Family, friends, management, you know what I'm saying, co-workers, all this kind of stuff. You're going to begin to face that shit hardcore because, like I said, your mind is going to be opened up to a point to where, okay, I can actually see right now how you are. You can tell if somebody's happy with their life versus somebody who isn't happy. Motherfuckers who ain't happy, they just got to go start some shit. They need drama in their life to justify, you know what I'm saying, their existence because they ain't got nothing else. You know what I'm saying? They don't have any other ventures out there besides that because they don't see themselves doing these kind of things. You know what I'm saying? For example, being rich and poor is a mindset. It doesn't really have much to do with the money, to be completely honest with you. It's more of a mindset. It's about how you feel about yourself, how you feel about life, just overall the feeling. Because money at the end of the day is still a tool. Regardless of how much people want to flash it around, I'm just going to be honest, it's a tool. A very useful tool. It's very useful. Everybody like having some dust in their pocket now. But it is still a tool. Now, in regards to some more of the challenges you may face, you're going to face a lot of people. You may face a little bit of conflict within yourself because of those people. That's why I speak so heavily on taking value of yourself, your abilities, and who you are. Because when you value yourself at a high level, you're not going to be around those people who could influence you to diminish your value. In other words, they trying to make you believe you ain't nothing. They trying to make you believe that you can't be what it is you want to be. They trying to make you believe that, okay, the only thing you can do is get you a 9 to 5. That's it. And game over. Go pay your bills. Go back to work. Those are the people who have that kind of mentality, and that is the poor mentality. Because if they can't see themselves doing it, they can't see themselves becoming this, whatever it is you want to be, this millionaire, this doctor, lawyer, you know what I'm saying, just whatever it is you aspire to be that makes you happy. If they can't see themselves reaching that level of happiness, just that level of happiness themselves, they can't see you doing it. They don't want to see you doing it, for those who are still hating themselves, because they need to justify their perspective of life. You see, they need to be able to say, okay, if I know I can't do it, I'm going to tell you can't do it. That way I can feel right about myself. That way I can feel like, okay, I know something. You know what I'm saying? They still trying to reach that happiness, but in a sense, they just not doing it in a productive manner. It's not working. And then people who are stuck in routine like that, you know what I'm saying, they just going to keep doing the same thing, hoping that things get different. They call that the definition of insanity, but that's a whole nother story, I guess, on that. That's going back to Far Cry 3 for me. But they not going to see you doing anything great. It's your responsibility to distance yourself from those people. I'm going to put a high emphasis on that because, again, I had to learn how to do that. And sometimes that can be very difficult. And I mean that especially when it's coming from your family. Because I had to make those choices too. When I had certain goals, when I have certain things that I'm doing right now that's just going to push me further towards those goals, I have to limit the time I spend with certain people. You know what I'm saying? They still cool or whatever, you know, we still have some good times, but I have to limit that. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing good that's going to come out of that. At least none that I've seen personally. You can't force anybody to change, no matter how much you want them to. You can't always take somebody with you, no matter how much you want to. You can't help nobody, no matter how much you want to. They have to make that choice to say, hey, I want this help first. They have to make that decision within themselves. And some people are still on that journey. You know what I'm saying? Some people still trying to figure that out, even in their 30s, 40s, blah, blah. I'm glad I kind of figured it out in my 20s. But people are still kind of on that journey. That's why I wouldn't count anybody out, because you just never know what life's going to throw at you. But on your path of evolution, you're gonna face a lot of challenges when it comes to people. You're gonna face a lot of challenges that life is just gonna throw at you. Because I've been, like I said, I've been dealing with that kind of stuff, with things not going right, with bills being paid or whatever, just because of just random bullshit. Like I forgot to take my debit card off my PlayStation or whatever, and they took $10 off. That was one of the most recent pieces of bullshit that kind of just happened. It was just like, damn, for real. You know what I'm saying? Just, but to me, those are moments that life is really asking you, how bad do you want what you say you want? Because regardless of whatever's going on, your dream is still achievable. It's going to be difficult, but not impossible. Recognize the difference between those two words. Impossible cannot be done, which I don't really believe in that at all. I believe on pretty much anything is possible. But difficult means that it's going to be hard. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be some patience that's going to be involved. It's going to require limits that need to be broken to get what you want. Again, it is very much so possible. Whatever it is you're thinking of right now, be it having you a good relationship, you know what I'm saying, having you a well-paying job, starting your own business, having you a nice car, and just feeling happy, just feeling at peace within yourself. All those things are indeed possible, but life is still going to ask you, how bad do you want it? Because what you want is worth what you're going to go through at the end. I would tell you to try to enjoy that journey as much as you can, because it's a lot of beautiful knowledge that can be obtained from that. That's another thing you're going to come in contact with on your path of evolution. You're going to learn a lot of new shit, man. You think that you knew the world now, wait till you really start opening your mind. You're going to be like, oh, damn. Like, shit. We doing it. You know what I'm saying? We making it. You're going to start to realize those kind of things, and I'm telling you, it's going to be beautiful. Life is going to open up to you in a way that you never even thought possible. And within that kind of time, one thing that I would recommend that you do, you know, I do it too because I like it, and that's take a little moment to look back at where you were. Because I'm doing that with these videos. I'm going to keep these saved on my phone, and, you know, maybe 2,000 videos later on, blah, blah. I'm going to look back at where I was now, then, to where I am now. Because a little reflection, I think, is a beautiful thing as well. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when you really start to see, you know what I'm saying, the meat and potatoes of your process. You start to really be like, damn, that was me. But now this is me. I'm saying that's a beautiful thing, man. You can start by doing that right now. Look at who was you dating last. You know what I'm saying? Look at how you used to think about life back when you was in school, because I do that quite frequently as well. I used to think about how little I actually knew about life compared to what I know now, which is still actually quite little. The universe is pretty huge, but it's just looking at the progress that I made back then compared to now, how I see myself and how I see life. Those things come on the path of evolution and growth, and there you just realize there is nothing you can't do. And I'm telling you that right now, everything that you want can be yours. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Most importantly, don't let yourself tell you that, because you're gonna be your biggest obstacle, or you can be your biggest advantage. It's just all depending on you and how you play. That's why I'm keeping this series going, because I want to keep reminding people, you are great. You have a lot that you have to offer to someone, to the world. You know what I'm saying? Trying to help people realize that. Now, as far as everything else, there was one thing I did want to kind of put on. When I put up that post asking people how you doing, I was for real asking how you legit, you know, how you doing. You know, I don't, you know, the likes are cool. I appreciate that, y'all. Much love, thank you. But I'm for real asking, how are you doing? How is life treating you? What's going on? But that's all I pretty much want to say, y'all. Y'all stay smooth like butter, slick like hair grease. Wait a minute, I feel like I should do an outro, but I don't know. I'm kind of still a little tired, but y'all get the meat.